those views that I just said. So, would you people like to tell me which is which here? Eye level, okay. Inside, just put eye. You can write it lightly if you want to. Let's put level below it too. L-E-V-E-L, eye level. Now remember, this is the one that we're not going to see the top or the bottom. So when we begin to work with bringing them into a vanishing point and showing the depth, you're not going to look for a top or a bottom. It's the only one that people sometimes find confusing to draw because they don't understand why you don't see the top or the bottom. No, bird's eye is when you look at down, but we're not going to bird's eye view. This one is above. Okay. Which leaves below. Now everybody knows about the Twin Towers of New York City. We're about to create something that's almost going to look like the Tri-Towers. And then you'll have that bird's eye view. It's going to look like you're soaring over these three giant skyscrapers looking straight down perhaps into Broadway. Because what I want you to do now that we have these established, is to draw lines showing depth. The height is here, the width is there, but now we need depth. So let's start on the top one, please. I want your attention down here and your paper's lower right-hand side. Everybody find that? Okay. Again, I would like you to measure up 9 inches and put another dot right there. Right on the edge of the paper. Right on the very edge. All right, now what are we going to call that dot? The dot? Doesn't sound very professional. I said it a little while ago. Vanishing point. Very good. So right underneath it, very, very, very little lettering, VP, and we don't mean Vice President. Okay. The vanishing point. Now tomorrow and next week we're going to be working toward the development of a whole city block, and we're going to be working with 2 vanishing points. So there's a lot to involve yourselves in. All you have to remember is the lesson that we're going to do now. Once you've established your height and the width, all lines go to the vanishing point. I would kind of like to send you all home with a little tape message and put it in a tape recorder next to your bed, and all night long you'll hear me say, if the lines are not horizontal or vertical, they go to the vanishing point. Over and over. Right now, please, from this corner to the vanishing point, this corner to the vanishing point, and that corner to the vanishing point. Why didn't I do this 4 times? Good. We're only putting 3 lines because we only see 3 corners. That other corner we can't see because we're not making transparent boxes. Okay, so here. Okay. It starts, it stops, and it continues. If for some reason your lines bump into another square, you stop drawing where it touches and continue drawing where the line comes out the other side. All right, very good. Go ahead and do the bottom one for me now. So you're going up toward the vanishing point. Yes, this one, and you're doing a good job at aiming for those vanishing points. Consider the vanishing point a magnet. And it's just going to grab onto every single line. The success of your project next week will depend on how well you draw to the vanishing point. Yes. And when you finish with that one, you can go ahead and do eye level. So how many lines are you going to draw? 2. Go right ahead. Okay, now, once you've done that, if you kind of hold your paper up and look at it, you can see that if you use your imaginations, you're kind of over these tri-towers looking down, 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 down. You might see this cartoon Road Runner or something. You're looking straight down into Broadway. You see the 3 towers. See it? So that's the depth that's involved. But does that make it a cube? Do these look like cubes? What do they look like? What's the mathematical shape that I'm looking for here? What are they? Rectangles. So what we have to do now is say goodbye to the big tall buildings and turn them into cubes. Okay, and we'll do the eye above eye level one first. Yeah. I would like you to turn your paper over at this point, and I want you to write the sentence. Okay? Any place on the other side of the paper. You're going to write. Ready? Everyone listening? When objects travel into the distance, they become shorter, narrower, Narrower, and lighter in color. You become shorter, narrower, and lighter in color. So, if I brought everyone upstairs outside the front door where they park the bicycles, you know what I'm talking about? And we'll have Eric. We say to Eric, okay, Eric, we're going to stay here. You're going to run to Bradley's. And we're going to do that and kind of obliterate all the buildings between the front of Vogel School and Bradley's. So Eric takes off, and he runs, and he runs, and he runs, and he runs, and he runs. And we're waiting, and we're waiting. He stops for a little bit of breath. Then he runs. He's crossing the bridge in front of Bradley's. He goes, yay, yo, I'm here. How big is Eric? Show me. Why? Is there something about Torrington, Connecticut that we should send to Ripley's? Believe it or not, come to Torrington, Connecticut, walk down Main Street and shrink? What? Why? He's farther away. No? We're upstairs outside the front door where they park bicycles. And, well, where are we here? This is the only place at Vogel School that isn't upstairs. Okay. So Eric runs to Bradley's, and as Eric goes down the street, he gets shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. So when you read your sentence, this fits then. We've written when objects travel into the distance, they become shorter, narrower, and lighter in color. We wouldn't want Eric just to get shorter and wider, right? Okay, so attention. Everybody, let's start with this one right up here, above eye level. This is 4 inches. Half of 4 is, would you measure down that line and that line only, and put a little dot at 2 inches, please. Measure down 2 inches and put a line, a little dot. No lines yet, just a dot. And then let's go to the eye level cube. Measure down the top line 2 inches and put a dot. Notice we're only putting 1 dot per cube. We're not putting little dots on every line that you see. But it will be. But it isn't yet. Right. And that's what we're going to do. I can say rectangle. Bottom line over here, please. Measuring up 2 inches and put a dot. Now, I asked you if you had used triangles with Mr. Wazorek, and you said yes, you have. Why are triangles important when you're doing any type of mechanical drawing? Okay. Right. What I'm going to ask you to do with the triangle, and look over here, please, so everybody understands the same thing. When I give you your triangle, you're going to put the triangle like this on the top of your paper and line it up with that little dot. See what I've done? And then you're going to draw a line from that, like that. And notice I have stopped there, okay? Don't do any more than that. As soon as you get your triangle, you can go ahead and do that. Now, please make sure you line your triangle up with the absolute top edge of the paper. Yes. Does everyone have a triangle? Okay. How many of you have drawn this line? Okay, we'll wait for those people that just got the triangle. What you may do, if you like, is go to the bottom of the paper, take the triangle, turn it the other way. Now notice the bottom of the triangle rides along the bottom of the paper. Just like that. One of the reasons I've given this to you, you have to turn the triangle a whole different way. One of the reasons I've given this to you is a cube is not going to be a cube if one of the edges goes in another direction. So by lining the triangle up at the bottom of the paper, you're guaranteed of drawing an absolutely vertical line. Okay. Has everyone done that? All 3 squares now have a line coming down from them. All right, next step. Now this is where I may lose some people, so let's everyone look over here. We're not doing this one yet. We're doing this one. We're going to continue to transform this square into a complete cube. I want you to take your triangle, lay it down on the left side of your paper, please. Just like that. Put it underneath where I've written above eye level. Okay? Okay. Now you're going to slide the triangle down. Watch me. I'm going to slide this triangle down until it touches that corner right there. And then I draw this line across. And it's a horizontal line. Now I moved my triangle off the edge of the paper because naturally the size of this board does not coincide with your paper. You shouldn't have to. And I'll come around and help for those of you that may be having a little bit of a problem. Good? You can do that on the top and the bottom. Line it up there and that dot. You can do it, see, if you put this on the edge of the paper, slide it down to the dot, there you go. Now draw it. Yeah, don't try and make it the same. That's right. Okay. Yes. Yes. Draw a line from the dot to the left. turn it down here. Fix it up here. Did everyone finish that? The only one that remains incomplete is which cube? Eye level. Now, if you had a long enough triangle, excuse me, if you had a long enough triangle, that would make it very easy. Since this is eye level, what you can do very, very easily is simply also measure in 2 inches here and then connect it. Remember, on eye level, you don't see the top and you don't see the bottom. Then I would like you to take your erasers, please, and do this. Erase all of the guidelines so that on your paper you have 3 cubes just hanging in suspension. Please do not erase the vanishing point. I always want to see a vanishing point on your papers. And you're going to remember that for next week. Now, did anyone have any trouble when they want me to see their papers? Everybody got that all right? Do you think this is something that you could do all by yourself without my help? Yes? Is everyone willing to do one of these for me at home tonight and bring it in tomorrow? Sure, I will give a look. Let me show you. If you put your triangle here into that dot, okay, this goes up, and this is the same thing. So you have to rely on your triangle. Just do the best you can with the ruler. Yes. How many of you would like some paper to take home with you? It does not have to be this big. It can be lined paper. It can be mimeograph paper. These cubes may be any size at all. At home, you can start with 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch if you wish. But what I would like to see from everyone tomorrow is 3 of them above eye level, on eye level, and below eye level. If you'd like paper, raise your hand. Who else needs paper? You will be working like this for one of the pictures, and then the last one, the project, you'll be able to invent your own city. Anyone else need paper? All right, now wait. You won't think that Mrs. Pagano has finished, but she hasn't finished. How many of you have crayons or colored pencils at home? Very good. Look over here, please. There's another way that you can show depth, and that is by color. Now we're getting away from the coloring book concept. Supposing I'm taking this cube right down here, and it's going to be a red cube. Red. So, what am I saying about these 3 edges? And light, dark, medium. And I'm not going to have you work with any specific light source like a highlight or a light overhead or bright sunlight. But what I would like you to do on the paper that you're bringing for me is to add color to these to show me more reinforcement of depth. So this would be, let's say this is going to be dark red here, light red here, and medium red here. If I were to put the colors on it this way, what would I be saying? Where's the sun going to be? The sun would be up here, over here. Not on top, because this is dark, so the sun would have to be over here, light, medium, and the area farthest away from light is the dark edge. Light does not travel around corners. That's why, if any of you have ever been in a photographic dark room, sometimes they don't use doors. They just have hallways that go in and turn left and then turn right and come right around yourself. They don't even need doors. They don't even need curtains. It can be done like that. So light does not travel around corners. Okay. What I would like you to do, let's see, okay, you may start working on your homework now, but when I take you to lunch in 5 minutes, I would like you to leave your triangle on your desk, and your ruler, and the eraser. Magnetic? Again, that question, Mrs. Lugano said you do not have to draw them 4 inches. Yes, you may if you'd like to. You can also draw 6 of them for me, or 8, or 12. Okay. Now what you did here, stepping back 4 inches. It should be back 2 inches. This one's correct. So down 2 for the dot and drop it. Okay, those are good, that's fine. Okay, this one's correct, that one's correct, but you came down 4 inches here instead of 2 inches. Not really. Now remember that I am going to be collecting this work. If you think you have an excellent memory, you may leave today's paper here on the drying rack. But if you think that you should be taking today's work home with you to use as reference material, you may certainly do that. Are there any questions? Now remember, I'm asking for it in color. Any colors, they can all be red or they can be different colors. But shh, listen up. Yes, I do want them colored, but be very careful. Don't fall into the trap of coloring. I don't want the front red and the top blue and the side green. Okay, you've got 3 minutes now. Decide what you're going to do, and I will be bringing you to lunch about 11 after, at which time you should have these papers either on the drying rack or folded up in your book. Okay, you know what? Do you think that's a square? 2. No.
Why don't you make like the building idea first?
Good questions are coming, please. Do I have to use a vanishing point? Yes. 1 vanishing point. Don't do a new vanishing point for each square. I want 1 vanishing point used for as many squares that you're turning into cubes. 1. Okay, now when you try and draw this. Okay. Okay, at this point in time, please fold your papers up. Leave materials on your desks.
is 5.5, and that's
Okay,